Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back for episode number 140 of Two Guys, One Cartridge. Myself, Tim, and Daryl here, and how's it going, buddy?
Pretty good.
We're recording a little late this week, because my job sucks.
Mm-hmm. That it does.
We're recording late tonight also, than we usually do, also, or too, because, again, job sucks. Basically, in 3 days, I've worked 40 hours. And I still got 2 more days of work. And I can't get out of them. Like, can I just use my overtime and just say fuck it and leave? No.
But at least you'll be getting crazy overtime, though.
Yeah. And then I'll tax the shit out of it and then I won't make shit off
Yeah,
it.
true.
Yeah.
True.
So, we got the big time of year here right now.
That it is, yeah.
We have the good old Steam Summer Sale, and this is day 7?
Yeah, I think it's day 7 now, because it started on Thursday. Started last Thursday.
Yeah, so day 7. And, I gotta say, I've been pretty good this year.
Okay, go on. Define pretty good, because that's a very subjective term. So.
Actually, here's what I've been doing. I approach this differently than I usually do with Steam, any of the sales really. Usually it's always just buy a shit ton of games, and then maybe pick one up later and, go play it. I actually have been playing them as I've been buying them. So, one of the first games I picked up was Call of Juarez Gunslinger, and I sat down that day and I beat it in one day, which I was actually kind of pissed off that I beat the game in 4 hours, but, for what it was marked down to.
Well, yeah, and look at it this way too. You won't have it on your need to play games list now.
Right. So, it was cheap. I played it. It was actually decent. I enjoyed it. It was short. It sucks that it was short, but the game itself was actually pretty cool. Real quick, the story. You're playing the story as it's being told by the protagonist, as he's sitting in a bar getting wasted on whiskey. So you got him narrating the whole thing as you're playing, and it's actually kind of funny at parts because he's telling the story and you're playing through it, and he goes, "Wait. It didn't happen that way," and then the game rewinds itself, and then it goes back again, and then you have to play through that stuff all over again with different parameters and everything else. But you go against all the old outlaws of the West. You got Billy the Kid, and Jesse James, and you go and you get into gunfights with everybody. I got a bunch of quick time events in there, and quick draws, and all this other stuff. It's a good Western game. I said my only complaint is that it's short, but for what I paid for it. I don't give a shit.
How much was it?
I think it was like $7 when I bought it.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's not too bad. But there's an arcade mode and there's a quick draw mode which I need to go through and play. And basically all it is, you just play the 15 quick draw events again, and if you can complete it, you get another achievement and all this other stuff. So that's not bad. That was one of the first purchases. I picked up Remember Me,
okay,
which is pretty much the most expensive title I bought. It was $30.
Okay.
That was, if you don't know, Remember Me was the recent game that Capcom released. And actually, I'm really enjoying this one too. I sat down and started playing this as well. I put about 7 hours into it. I'm about halfway through it. Actually, a little over halfway. But, my only complaint about this game is that the combat system it's a little weak. But, the story, I like the story, I like the main character, I like the additional features. Like, you do this thing called the memory remix, where you can basically jack somebody's memory and use it to your advantage. Like, they're trying to kill you, but if you remix their memory, to make them feel depressed about something or something else, and they're like, wait, I don't want to fight you. Fuck that other guy, and then you go, and then they join your side and stuff like that. So it's kind of cool to see to go through the memory, and you find all these little items that you have to pick, and then if you pick the right ones, you get the memory to come out the way you want it to. Then it finishes. If you don't get it right, it tells you to rewind and do it again. That's all you can keep on doing. You just rewind back through the memory, find new things to change, switch them around, see if that finishes for you. If it works, great. If not, you keep trying again until you finish it. Like I said, the combat, it's a little weak. It's a 3, 5, and 6 hit combo system that you can buy as you level up the actual buttons for the combo to fill the combo up. And there's different types. So you have the power buttons, which are just, extra strength. There's healing ones, which every time you use that part of the combo, you regenerate health. There's one that reduces the, there's one that reduces the amount of time it takes for your special abilities to come off a cooldown. And then there's one that doubles the effect of the combo up to that point. So if you put all power hits into one combo, and then at the very end you put this doubler at it, now you've doubled the effect of the combo, which basically kills everything in the combo itself. The environment is beautifully detailed. They do a lot of these pull-out shots during this, like these little cutscenes and everything. Not really cutscenes, but there's like in-game cutscenes. The character's just basically walking around, or you're still controlling it. But like it pulls the camera back and you see the environment, and it points, and it's beautifully detailed. I really like the way that the game looks itself. But it's not bad. So that was the most expensive purchase I've made so far.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm almost done with that. I'm more than halfway done with that, and I'm saying I'm pretty impressed with it so far. I'm definitely liking it.
Cool. Okay. So then go on. What about your other purchases that you made?
I picked up a little game that Atlas published called God Mode,
mm-hmm.
which didn't get great reviews, but it was like $5, and Josh and I were both looking at it, and from what we could tell, it was kind of like another version of Killing Floor.
Okay.
So we were interested, and it is sort of. I mean, you play a character who's dead, and you're actually fighting in hell, and you got you go through these stages, and every time you complete a stage, there's a portal pops up and moves you to the next portion of the stage, and there's about, I don't know, 6-7 rooms per level, and there's a boss at the end of the levels, and the thing that really makes the game crazy is that every room you enter brings up this crazy status effect, and sometimes they benefit you, and sometimes they kick you in the balls. Like, you can walk in and you'll get unlimited ammo. You can walk in and as long as you're standing next to your teammates, you all regenerate health. The dwarf one makes all the enemies smaller and weaker, but then they make Titan, which makes all the enemies bigger and stronger. There's ones that make your weapon rotate every 20 seconds, which is a real pain in the ass, because you only start out with basically 2 weapons. You get the SMG and you get a shotgun. And so if you're only used to playing with those 2 guns, and all of a sudden you just start picking up other guns, you're like, I have no idea how these work. Is this my assault rifle? Is this the chainsaw thing? Is this the what is it? I don't know what I'm doing. And like you're fighting something like this is the perfect weapon I need, and then it switches off. You're like, no, got it, no, bring it back. No. But it's definitely a game to play with friends. I will say that. I played it by myself for a little while, and it was okay. But once we got myself, Josh, and a couple of guys from Gameageddon together, we had a party, and it was pretty decent, really fun game. It's pretty good. I like it. It was only the game was like $5, I think.
Had a little bit of fun with it, did you?
Yeah, maybe. It kind of gives us that Killing Floor feel again. Looking for another game like that. Given that Josh and I have put a combined 300+ hours into Killing Floor.
Killing Floor style there, Maybe a little Killing Floor.
Maybe. I've logged 131 hours in the Killing Floor now.
Oh, well, 130 hours,
Yeah.
Maybe I'll play a little too much there too.
Maybe. Possibly. Yeah. And I got one of the biggest pain in the ass achievements done. And that's to have all your perks level 5. So now that that's done.
So let me ask you this: which one was the worst? I would imagine it would probably be either what's the melee class? Is it the Berserker?
Nope, actually that one was not bad.
Okay, then I'd say probably the Firebug.
Nope, that was actually that was my first level 6 actually. The worst is Commando.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Because Commando has 2 requirements. One is to kill a bunch of those invisible bitches.
And then headshots.
No, that's Sharpshooter.
I thought, oh yeah, okay, yeah, you're right, yeah.
But it's just damage amounts, and the damage amount matches up with the damage amounts from every other class, except for Sharpshooter, which is headshots only.
Yeah.
But every Commando weapon is a single target weapon.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no real way to spread damage. So to do 3.5 million points of damage with the any of the assault rifles, sucks.
Mm-hmm.
That was the worst one to level out of any of them. The easiest one I think was demolitions, followed by combat medic. Which, dude, being the medic, I used to bitch about people playing medics, and I just realized that all the people that played medic for us sucked really bad at it. But me playing as a medic, given that I'm just a natural born healer, is awesome. And you get this like uber strong body armor and everything too. So I can take a scrape to the face, and he could be sitting there with his chainsaw in my gut for 15 seconds, and he ain't doing a goddamn thing to me. It is awesome. They are so OP.
Yeah, they used to be really squishy.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Back when we played a lot. So they must have changed it since then, which is good because they needed a little bit of buffing.
Yeah, they got some buffing on, right?
Okay.
We played in a game with 6 of us. Again, it was myself, Josh, the Gameageddon guys, and then people from the Gameageddon stream.
Mm-hmm.
So people we've never met before. I have no idea who the hell they are. They're like, oh, let's get 6 of us together in a room and play. And it was a good experience, but everybody died on one wave. Except for me. I was the only one alive, and I had 140 guys to kill still.
Damn.
And we weren't on Skype. Josh and I were on Skype. Everyone else wasn't on the call with us. I'm like, fuck, I can't hear anybody. This is kind of weird. We can't plan, strategize. So that makes the game even worse. Or I shouldn't say worse. It makes it harder when you can't plan with people.
Mm-hmm.
So I got Josh, like, giving me some hints about everything. And I just see the text pop up on the screen, people talking shit and everything. I'm like, shut the fuck up! I can't fucking yell at them because they can't hear me. So.
Yeah, all you can do is type in all caps.
Yeah, I didn't want to type because I don't want to type. I gotta run because I still
exactly.
Because I had to fight. I mean, it was one of the last rounds of the game, so I had to fight 4 flesh pounds, a shit ton of scrakes, and all this other shit. And I'm a medic.
Yeah.
Medic is not a combat spec person.
No, not at all.
Yeah. And I got down to 30, and then I got stuck and got killed, and I was so pissed. I was like, I can't believe I died. I'm so angry. But enough about that. Let's see here. Let me look at this real quick. I'm just trying to see what else I installed that I did purchase that RPG Maker software, because that was marked down. So, look forward to Gooch Puncher, coming maybe 2014, 2015, depending upon when I get off my ass.
You gotta put that shit on Kickstarter, man.
Awesome. Please fund Gooch Puncher. Which I will be creating, and I think Joanna will be writing the story for. So I have to take her story.
I am terrified and intrigued at the same time.
It's gonna be interesting.
I really honestly do not even know what to expect. I'd be lying if I said I did.
Well, I ended up buying most of the DLC add-ons for that thing too. Oh, and you should definitely be terrified. Like, if I was the one writing it, I would be writing it completely drunk off my ass. Like, what can I make Gooch Puncher do today? And, but no. So I bought all the DLC too, because like all the DLC packs were $2, which are originally $10, or sorry, they're 3, and they're usually 10. I was like, fuck it. Because I'll buy the modern tile pack, which means I can make my game have a modern feel to it, so if I want to put it in an office or something like that, then I can do that as opposed to old villages. Like, I don't want Gooch Puncher to take place in a fucking village. Fuck that. Put him in the city.
Yeah, what a travesty that would be.
I'm just saying, make it modern. Ye old Gooch Puncher.
Call of Gooch Puncher Modern Warfare.
Yeah, something like that. So that was the software. And then, I think that's almost it. Oh, we bought the Secret World. Josh and I are going to give this shit a try. Because it's gone free to play. It is another MMO.
Mm-hmm.
We know very little about it, but it has been getting it has gotten good reviews. But it did go on a free to play model, and it was marked down to $15 for the sale. So we said, well, fuck it.
Yeah, I was going to say, it got good reviews, but nobody played it.
Ah. But we got a bunch of people though that are picking it up, so we'll have parties.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
So if we have a bunch of people getting it and playing parties with us, it'll be good. Oh, I also picked up Mark of the Ninja, because that was $3. I'm trying to see what else here. I bought the Prepare to Die edition for Dark Souls.
Yeah, I saw that's actually, I think that was on, sale. That was the daily sale, I think today or yesterday.
That's the daily sale today, but
today.
I think it was actually, I think I ended up buying it a week before. I think it was actually part of a normal sale.
Oh.
Or
Okay.
maybe, no, it was a flash sale, I think, maybe. I think that's what
Okay.
it was. Yeah, so I picked it up then, which now I'm kind of kicking myself because I think it's cheaper now than it was.
It's 75% off.
Motherfuckers. But this whole trading card thing is really getting me. I made my badge. You know, it's the Steam I mean, have you like really looked at what Steam's done with the trading card?
No, I know, I have not.
Basically, Steam introduced levels now. So now your profile has a level.
Okay.
And you get experience based upon the amount of games that you own, because the amount of games you own creates a new badge for you. And then you get experience points for every badge you've earned previously, so all the, the sale badges and everything else. But now, a whole bunch of games have these trading cards in them, so every single time you play the game, you earn a trading card.
Okay.
And a set could be 10 cards, for instance. You may only get 4 or 5, you may only be able to pull 4 or 5 cards from playing the game. Then it's up to you to trade with your buddies who also play the game to try and complete the set, or you can use the community marketplace to buy them.
Mm-hmm.
So that you can actually buy the cards, and usually they go from about 14, 16, 18 cents, most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I've been doing. Since I've already completed my Steam badge, I've just been throwing up all my doubles on the marketplace. I haven't been selling for like 18 cents a piece, but they've all been selling. So I've made a couple bucks. So now I can go, and if I really want to complete the other badges that I have, I can just go take the money from that and just go throw them towards the other badges and complete the cards just to have them done and get them off my damn screen.
So it's like the real money auction house all over again.
Yeah, but this does like nothing for you though. I mean,
Yeah.
There's no benefit to it. It's just it's all vanity items.
It's for fun, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I won't spend my real money on it. Like, if the only, money I'll spend is the money that I make from selling the other cards anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what am I gonna do with a couple bucks? I might as well buy something on sale or just, buy these damn cards and get out of the way. But, I was all pissed off because Josh was ahead of me in levels. I was level 10, he was level 11. I was like, you can't fucking beat me, god damn it. So I completed my badge and it pushed me over to level 11. I was like, yeah, bitch, we tied now.
I don't even know where I'm at. You guys are probably way ahead of me. I don't even know where to go to check that sort of thing.
It's on your profile. And
Okay.
actually, you are level 9.
Okay.
You are tied with Val.
I am disappointed. I am disappointed.
I am disappointed. Yeah, so, that's, I mean, it's just like extra shit. So, it's okay. I mean, it gives me something else to do while I'm playing the game, and, to know I can just like sign in and grab my shit and go. But, it's all vanity. Like, it gives you backgrounds for your shit, it gives you stuff to add on. I guess it's even weirder. It gives you shit to add on to your profile. So like now, how your profile is pretty much bare. All it was just you, the groups you belong to, and your playtime for the last couple of games that you did. That was it, right? I mean, previously, I think that's what all it is. So now you can add these these add-ons into it. So now I have the achievement showcase, which goes ahead and shows off all of the rarest achievements that I have. And I'm like, ooh, yes, let me show these off.
Well, they've added the badges over the years, and then they added the achievements, and now they're adding this card thing, and it's like, how much more just extra stuff are they gonna add, though? I mean, it's cool, it's all cool stuff, but it's just like, I just look at it as kind of like one more achievement system, like, really I don't know anything about it because it didn't interest me at all. Like, I just don't care about trading card, whatever, I mean, to me, like, I just want to play games, and if I get that stuff, it's cool. If not, whatever.
I mean, whenever I get a badge, whenever it comes down to the summer, like, any of the sales, like, I always just make sure I get the badge. Because usually you don't have to do much to get the badge. It's usually vote for everything, take a screen. I mean, what it used to be was you took a screenshot, you wrote a review, you recommended something, you posted a video. That's all the stuff you could do on Steam. Now it's pretty much, how much money have you spent on...
How much money have you spent on games you're never going to play?
Yeah. But this year, I've been different. I played Remember Me, I played Gunslinger, and I played, Call
of Juarez?
Call of Juarez. No, that was Gunslinger.
Oh, that's Gunslinger. Okay, yeah.
Remember Me, and God Mode, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, so I played those.
But how many games have you pushed aside in favor of those games?
That is not a part of this.
I think it is a very relevant part of this discussion. That's ancient history. I see. Okay. So you're taking my advice and then putting the games that you know you're not going to play into a category and just moving on.
I'm
just chalking it up to experience and moving on.
Yeah, it's taking me some time.
Sometimes you just got to cut your losses, man. That's just what it is.
It's taking me some time to put that list together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm working on it. It's getting there. Oh shit, The Walking Dead was going for $6.24. And that's a game. I have it. I'm just saying, like, I was thinking of, like, games that I would recommend to people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, The Walking Dead is definitely one. Bastion looks like I think Bastion might win. Yeah, Bastion won the community choice. And that's going for $2.25. If you haven't played Bastion yet, well.
Bastion at $2.25 is like, they're basically paying you to play that game, just of how good it is. You know what I mean? It's like, it's such a good deal, like.
Now, of course.
Why would you not buy that game at that price?
Yeah. Now, of course, most of these sales are not going to be going on by the time this episode is posted. But there's some good ones like Deus Ex: Human Revolution, $3.
Yeah, like that game came out 2 years ago and it was $60, and here we are 2 years later and it's $3.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? It's a Deus Ex game.
Yeah, it's a good game. It's definitely a good game. And then Evoland, one of my favorites, one of my little quick and easy games. Evoland's up there for $5. So I recommend picking that up. Dark Souls, game still scares me. Deus Ex is definitely good. Of course, Lord of the Rings Lego, that's fun too. Gunpoint's up there.
They're for $6. Tim bought it full price for whatever reason, but hey, whatever.
Yeah, I know. We all make mistakes, okay?
Yeah.
Orcs Must Die 2 for $3.75. Again, I mean, these are good. System Shock's up there for $2.50. If you want a good classic game, get yourself some System Shock 2. Although I guarantee that game's going to go on sale. I think it's going to be on sale a couple times.
I think that was a daily sale, so that's probably as cheap as you're going to find it.
Yeah.
So if we put this recording up in the next 16 hours, which we won't.
It might be up tomorrow. It might be up tomorrow.
Maybe.
It won't be 16 hours though. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, really at any price, that game is worth it.
Yeah.
You could pay $10 for it and still get your money's worth.
Yeah,
it's just $10 is more than $2.49, but hey, still.
Yeah, but I was playing some more of Gunpoint also the other day. I fucking love that game, dude. Like that game is the shit. That's one of my new top favorite indie titles now is Gunpoint. The rewiring shit, fucking electrocuting people, jumping through windows, and all this other shit. I was really good though. I was playing very stealthily this time around.
That's how you have to play to get the best scores, is play stealthy. Now you can go through it beating the crap out of everybody and killing everybody and setting off, alarms and all that, but that's really not, it's a game where you can play it however you want, but it does reward you for playing it the, proper way, which is stealthy, if you want to get the highest scores.
Yeah. Yeah, see?
What?
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
I don't know, guy.
1920s gangster, voice come from.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Please continue. I'm sorry. I think that does it for... Hold on here. You know what? Because this thing doesn't really show. People are calling me. What do they want? Hold on, I'm trying to pull up my list of... Because, I'm probably lying, and there's definitely other titles that I picked up I'm just not thinking of. Because sometimes whenever I'm drinking and I, have my credit card out in front of me and I go nuts.
If you go to your account and then account details, it'll show you what games you bought.
I know, that's what I'm doing right now.
Transaction, okay.
Oh yeah, I bought Scribblenauts.
Oh, yeah.
And
Scribblenauts was really, it's an interesting, addition to Steam. You don't typically see Nintendo exclusives coming to the PC. That is a very, very rare occurrence.
Well, that one went mobile too, though. I mean, it went iOS and all this other shit. So I mean, I guess it was time.
Okay, but that happened a little bit back in the 90s. Like there was an official PC version of like Mega Man X.
Uh-huh.
Now, granted, that was a Capcom game, but still, Mega Man X up until X4 was a Nintendo-only franchise. To the best of my knowledge. I mean, they had a couple other games that were released on other consoles, but nobody really gave a shit about them. But, like, the major important games were all released on Nintendo, so it doesn't happen often, but that was it's a welcome addition. I'm glad that they did.
Yeah, I mean,
it wasn't expected. I would have never expected to see Scribblenauts on PC.
It's a game that I've been really wanting to play it, and I just haven't had really a reason to go get it, and then now I'm like, oh, well, it's marked down, I'll give it a shot. And then actually here's the other one that I picked up that I watched the trailer for this, and I was immediately hooked. Reus. I think that's how you say it. Reus.
Are you asking me? Am I supposed to respond to that?
No, I don't know. I'm just saying, it sounds right.
You just had this big pause, and I'm like, am I supposed to fill in that void?
Well, it looked like you were typing, so I was like, maybe he's looking it up.
Typing, but it didn't mean I had a response.
Well, I don't know.
But yeah, I know what game you're talking about, though.
Yeah, so you play the Giants, you have to shape the world and everything else, and they can turn against you.
It's kind of like a God game in a sense. And that you kind of build and shape, like you said, shape your world, but it also has some strategy involved, so.
And then the people can turn against you and fight you. And then you can crush them.
Crush them under the iron heel of justice.
Yes! So that's, that I'm looking forward to.
and it is part of the sale as well, which not every game is part of the sale, too. By the way, I wanted to mention, which does suck because there were some games I wanted to play, like Dust Force, not part of the sale.
Uh-huh.
There was another one on my wish list, which it was from the other day. It wasn't, I can't remember what game it was, but it's on sale now. But there was at least one more that was on my list that was not originally part of the sale, so I don't know if it's like a daily deal or whatever, but there are games that are not part of the sale. Obviously, I think the Call of Duty games typically are not.
It was. I mean, I think Black Ops 2 was marked down.
Is it Black Ops 2?
Yeah, that's the most recent one, right? That's it. Yeah, that's the most recent one.
Yeah, okay. So I guess at this point it is. In years past it was not. Wow, they actually did 25% off. I'm surprised. Previous years on the Steam Summer Sale, they would not mark down Call of Duty games. The newest one, it would still be full price.
Yeah, because you could easily milk the teat off of that from anybody still from the, if someone's gonna buy it, they're gonna pay for it.
Yeah.
One game I'm waiting for, and it probably won't happen because it's too new, but I'm hoping that, Deadpool gets maybe a 25% cut.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. Cause I still wanna play it. But I'm getting all these mixed reviews from people. If it gets a little bit of a cut, I'll think about it. Maybe like a little bit of a top.
Maybe, just a little bit.
Just a bit.
10%?
Yeah, maybe that's good enough for me.
Anyway. Go buy it anyway.
Yeah, well, no, if I would have bought it already, I would have done it by now. I mean, you know me. I mean, if I was going to, I would have already done it.
Yeah.
I just like
you got money like that. Yeah, I mean, if you have money to waste on aliens, colonial marines, I mean, come on. You're not strapped for cash. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I know. Fuck you.
If you have money to make on terrible purchasing decisions like the Duke Nukem Forever Collector's Edition.
Well, yeah, yes, but I also, right before the sale started, they had or maybe it was day one of the sale, they had the Duke Nukem Collection.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up buying that, so I'm gonna go back and play the original, the old school Nukems.
Yeah, the side-scrolling ones? Or just all of them? All of them?
It's all of them together.
Yeah. Okay. I tell you, I played through the first one a while ago, like years and years ago, probably 13 or 14 years ago. And then I played through 3D, obviously. I beat Manhattan Project, which came out after Duke Nukem 3D, but it went back to the 2D side-scrolling style. They're all quality games. You know, Duke 3D gets all the attention.
Mm-hmm.
But the other ones are good games in their own merits, too. They really are. They're hard, too. Really hard. They're gonna kick your ass. You're gonna cry, Tim.
Oh.
You are gonna shed tears.
Am I?
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, I picked up, let's see what came with Duke Nukem 2, 3D, and Manhattan Project.
Mm-hmm.
So, I have all of those to go back and to play those. At some point.
Yeah.
They're on the list.
Eventually.
They're on the list.
They're on the list, huh?
They're on the list.
So, we make a big deal about the Steam Summer Sale every year. Because it is important, not just because tons of good games go on sale, but it does help the developers a lot too. Like, you know, indie developers and all that. So, even bigger games like Fez, for example, has sold, Fez, in the first, 48 hours of the Steam Summer Sale, Fez sold over 105,000 copies. Just on Steam alone, which apparently was more than the first 2.5 months on Steam. So, that's nothing to shake a stick at. So, anyway, like I was saying though, just the fact that people know that the game is going on sale, and what are you distracting me with now, Tim? We're running a professional video game podcast here, sir.
Yeah. People don't see the fact that you're flipping me off in the video
They
Skype.
can't see that, and they can't see the fact that you just called me a fuckhead.
No, they can't. But now they all know.
Other than I just called you out on it.
The cat's out of the bag.
That it is. We actually hate each other.
We do.
But, yeah, summer sale important for everybody, indie games, consumers, everybody really benefits from it. I don't necessarily think it would sell less over a long term if they didn't have the summer sale, because people who were interested in it would probably buy it anyway.
Uh-huh.
But either way, it's still a good thing that shows that a lot people are interested in the game. I'm interested to see what his final sales figures for after the summer sale are over, because as I said, that 105,000 figure was just the first 2 days, and here we are, day 7, the game's still on sale. Could it be 200, 300,000 copies by the time all's said and done? Possibly.
Maybe.
Which is good for an indie game, and given the bad press that they got around that game too, because of Phil Fish's comments, which we talked about, and was basically, to me, much ado about nothing. And I think we pretty much agreed on that. But, yeah, maybe. But that's all I really had to say in regards to that issue. I just thought it was good to see that it really does have an effect on sales for indie titles that are, otherwise, I think, like I said, over time, I think that they would probably reach the same level, but just the fact that, everybody's interested in the summer sale and sales are up and all that good stuff is going on it's cool to see. It really is.
It's a one time a year that everybody is looking forward to.
Yeah.
And the same day that everybody dreads at the exact same time.
Yeah. It's gotten so big now, too, that even GameStop, who previously, for a long time didn't really have much to do with PC gaming, but right now they're actually running a sale where if you trade in your games or whatever, they give you 50% more credit if you get Steam credit.
Yeah.
So that it just goes to show that it is growing and people are interested.
Well, I mean, look at it, the Best Buy is pretty much getting out. I mean, in terms of their physical stores and everything, they have gotten out of the video game market. Like, there's their shelves have nothing anymore. At least the ones here in Pennsylvania, the two of them near me, their video game shelves are bare. Like, there's nothing there at all. I remember the days when those things used to be stacked full and you'd be able to walk for multiple aisles to find something to play. Now it's just condensed in this little tiny, teeny area. So why not? You know, if people trade this shit in, maybe they can sell it turn around for a profit to other people, but then give them some digital goods. Get some more traffic. Get people to trade their old shit in and sell some more stuff to them.
Exactly.
Works. Jump on the right bandwagon here, buddy.
There you go.
You got this shit.
Well, you know, since you mentioned Duke Nukem earlier, we had a brief convo about that. I wanted to bring up this thing. There was a Duke Nukem 3D remake in the works.
Okay.
There was a small studio, it was a fan project, and they were going to remake Duke 3D on the UE3 engine.
Okay.
And it wasn't just going to be a remake, they were kind of going to redo the whole story of the game, but it got killed by Gearbox. Unfortunately.
Are they afraid that they'll make something that's better than their shit?
That is what actually happened was the game looked really good, and I think that they outclassed Gearbox by a long shot. Now, Gearbox was put in a bad spot with Duke Nukem Forever. I mean, what were you really gonna do with that game?
Yeah.
But they haven't strengthened themselves with their releases since then, like Aliens Colonial Marines, which was fraudulent to put it at best.
Well, I mean, they, of course they did do a good job with with Borderlands again. I mean, Borderlands 2 is a really good game, but in the meantime we did get Alien Colonial Marines also, and that game was on like you said, Duke Nukem Forever level.
Yeah. You know, it does suck because I personally was looking forward to that Duke 3D remake, and I had no idea it was canceled. Apparently it was canceled a while ago, like months ago. But, you know, at the same time, it is Gearbox's IP now, so they do kind of have the right to say what can and can't be done with it. So if there's a fan-made project out there, you know, it's the same thing happens. It happens all the time, like it happened with Streets of Rage. There was a popular Streets of Rage remake a few years ago that got released, and as soon as it got released, it was killed. So it does happen. A lot of companies turn a blind eye to it. You know, Nintendo especially does. There are a lot of fan-made Nintendo games, and Capcom too. Like for example, there was a fan-made rather. Remake or release of Mega Man Unlimited, which was basically a new Mega Man game in the old style, similar to what Mega Man 9 and 10 are doing. And there's a lot of these games out there, and it's cool that some companies turn a blind eye to it, and they just kind of let their fan base do what they want. Especially when they could be just hardcore dicks about it and just shut everything down, like what happened with there was a 3D remake of Chrono Trigger planned, and as soon as Square Enix caught wind of that, they shut that down pretty quickly, which was unfortunate because it looked awesome. I think it was Square Enix anyway. Did they do that game?
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was Square Enix. Yeah.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. What's Square Enix now anyway? I think it was just Square back.
It was Square then. Yeah.
Yeah. But now it's Square Enix. They shut that down. So, you know, some companies are okay with it, others aren't. The companies that, you know, they have a right to protect their IP, like I said, if they don't want fan-made games coming out. So, I mean, there's kind of a gray area there. As fans, we're kind of on the side of let them do what they want, but...
It's not our stuff.
No, it's not. And, you know, as much as we still want to see more games in the old style, and I'm glad that people are still have an interest in enough to create entire games.
Yeah.
In that, which is cool.
I mean, it's nice to see. I mean, I definitely even new games that come back and take that old feel to them. Like, that's why I like games like, Evoland, for instance, which was this whole progression. It started out as nothing. Games like, I guess Gunpoint really can consider. I mean, it's not graphically impressive.
Mm-hmm.
What's the one I'm thinking? Oh, Dead Pixels. That's a lot of fun too, and that's just looks like an old 16-bit game. So you have these newer titles that come out and go by the old style because people still have that, that attachment to these older games, older style games, and we'll still play them. And if you make them decent enough, we'll play the shit out of them. Like Dead Pixels is that's a fantastic game. And actually, I came out when I first played it. I think I brought this up before.
I actually told you to buy it.
Yeah.
And then you said you didn't like it.
Yeah. And I went back and played it again. And then I went back and played it again, and I was like, this is fucking fantastic. What was I thinking before? And what
were you thinking?
I don't know. I'm fucking an idiot, I guess. I don't know. I'm not fucking an idiot. I am a fucking idiot.
You are the idiot.
I am the idiot. Yes, I am the guy. I'm not fucking an idiot. I am the idiot. I'm fucking myself, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Moving on, real quick. Big thing. Big news.
Go ahead.
We are old. You, myself, and you. We're old. And I realized that because we were recorded this 2 days ago. It would have been great. But we didn't get to because of my work sucking and everything else.
Actually, believe it or not, we had no discussion about this, but I know exactly where you're going with this already.
The NES is 30.
Turned 30.
30 years old.
30.
We're old. Yeah, so the Famicom was first launched July 15th, 1983. 1 year before my birth. And yours.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Correct.
Anything to say to our brethren?
Not really. I mean, it's the system that really, it brought the video game industry back to life. Everybody knows about the Atari crash and all that kind of stuff. And, then arcades got popular later on. And, I guess I don't know if arcades, I guess arcades they stayed popular during the 80s, didn't they?
Arcades, yeah.
Yeah, so it wasn't really, it didn't kill the whole video game industry, but it really killed the home
market.
Entertainment, yeah, as far as video games go. And Nintendo brought that back to life. I mean, without Nintendo, gaming in general just wouldn't be where it's at today.
Yeah, and the only thing I'll say to it, it's definitely where I got my start, because the Atari was before my time. It was still there. But when Nintendo came out, that was the big thing.
Yeah, compared to Nintendo, our Atari was just, even in the mid-late 80s, it was absolutely archaic.
Yeah.
There was nothing like Zelda, Metroid, nothing as fun as a Mario game. Mario 3, what Atari game can compare to like a Mario 3?
E.T.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, E.T. Clearly E.T., yeah. You got me there, Tim. Okay. Case closed.
Thank you. Much respect to E.T.
But yeah, it sparked the video game wars, Sega, Nintendo, and competition is always good, and everything's just it's the reason why we're at where we are today.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
I still remember the days of me being a kid with the light gun pressed up against the screen while playing Duck Hunt.
Yep, and shooting the dog in the face when it laughed at us.
That's right.
We still failed.
That's son of a bitch. You gotta be careful when shooting the dog in the face, because then you end up using your ammo while shooting him. Like, oh wait, no, I didn't mean to do that, and then you waste your ammo for that round, and the dog comes out and laughs at you again, like an asshole. But I'll say this though, Nintendo was definitely, that was the gateway drug for, pretty much any of us, I think, of this generation. For people that started maybe a little bit later, you got part of the console, you have to be a part of the console wars, between Sega and Nintendo and everything else. Never a Sega person. The only Sega console I ever owned was the Dreamcast. But, Nintendo, definitely gotta give it to them. Years ago, it was one of the greatest consoles in the world, and I still have my NES, and I still love all the games on that. And, it's actually kind of amazing that even years later, I can still remember how to beat all of these games without any difficulty at all. I still remember where all the secrets are. I know how to find all the magic whistles in Mario and all this other shit. I know where all the secret warp zones are in Mario 1 and all the shit from Zelda and everything else. Like, these games, like, I still remember where all this stuff is, and I dusted that console off, after 15 years of not playing it, and it was pretty damn cool to sit down and actually play it again. And I'm actually looking, I'm looking to get a copy of, there's this company out there, I think it's called Retrobit, I think it's the name of it, and they actually make NES, consoles. But they make this one that's like the super one where it does NES, SNES, and Sega Genesis cartridges all together. I was actually thinking about picking that up. I think that's like a nice thing to take to the cabin, because we don't have a lot of, stuff at the cabin. We really just prefer to be outside and, down at the lake and have a good time there. But when we're back up and everyone's relaxing, we pull out the Nintendo or Super Nintendo and go to town. But the Super Nintendo's falling apart. We got buttons that are missing and shit. So why not just go buy these Retrobit things? I was thinking about it, and I was like, I can go and buy a couple of these games and take that up there, and then we have a nice, fresh, new gaming system to play on again, and maybe the controllers actually work. That would be great. That happened.
Yeah. Well, for me, as far as like the actual Nintendo games themselves go, a lot of them, I went through a little retro phase maybe 7 or 8 years ago, and a lot of them just didn't age that well. I mean, they had control issues, and some of them were just like stupidly hard, and you've got these games like, Ghosts and Goblins. I mean, who wants to sit down and try to beat Ghosts and Goblins?
Fuck that game.
Could I do it? Probably, but, the design issues, control issues, and all that stuff, and, I mean, they were fun in their time, and some games are still really fun. You can look at Mega Man, those games still aren't that far removed from where they're at now. Zelda, I mean, I like Zelda 1, I like Zelda 2. Some other games, but overall, I just think that a lot of the more popular games that were released kind of in the heyday, they're fun to look back and reminisce on, but I wouldn't enjoy too much going back and playing them today.
I'll also go play some Blaster Master. That's fucking, love that. And, I gotta throw it out there to good old Marble Madness. I used to hate that game as a kid, and now I kinda understand how to play it, so it was, so it makes sense now. But, like you said, fucking, oh god, fuck, no, I went back, when we were doing those old challenges for the site and everything else, or for the older version of the podcast, one of the things I had to go back and do was play, Fester's Quest again. I wish I never
Which is a game with, like, terrible design issues.
Oh, God.
Design issues. Which, really, just given how young the industry still was, you can't really fault the game itself. But, I've played it. I wouldn't go play it again just cause it's, it just wasn't that good of a game. It really wasn't.
But I sat down, you know what? I beat it.
You did.
I did.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Felt good. Felt good to beat that piece of shit. It was painful, but did it.
But for me, the old school gaming thing really starts with Super Nintendo. I think that's when they really hit their stride. Nintendo, the NES really, it got a lot of people's attention because there were, rightfully so, there were a lot of really good games released for it, but for me, I can't go any further back than the Super Nintendo. I can still pick up Mega Man X to this day and still play it. I can pick up Super Metroid and play it to this day. So, Link to the Past, I can go play that game. There's tons of Super Nintendo games I can go back and play these days. Can't say the same thing about the NES. I can say the same thing about the Genesis too. There are a lot of Genesis games, which I'm the same way as you. I didn't really know anybody. I knew one person that had a Genesis.
Yeah.
One person. Everybody else was Nintendo. But the Genesis, did have a lot of really good games that were Genesis, they were Sega exclusive games, so they had a lot of good games in their own right, but it just did not have didn't have at least the appeal among, my friends and where I grew up as the Super Nintendo did.
Yeah, I was a big fan of the old school Sonic games for the people that I knew that actually owned them. But other than that, I never really. Most of the games that I mean, a lot of the exclusives I really didn't pay much attention to, and then there were a lot of games that were for both consoles, so, I still got it on my Super Nintendo anyway, so I really didn't care. And actually, the graphics, I liked them better on the Super Nintendo, and the sound, for some games. Like Mortal Kombat, I like the way, like the feel of the game and the sound of the game, I think sounded a lot better on the Super Nintendo than it did on the Genesis, but of course the Genesis had the benefit of the blood. Yeah.
That was really the biggest difference between the two, was they were willing to put the blood and have that level, and as the same way they did in the arcade.
Yeah.
But, looking back, it's kind of like, who gives a fuck about that?
Yeah.
But we cared back then.
We did, yeah.
It's like badass to have blood in the game. Now it's like, who cares,
There is not enough blood yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes wait, I think this is definitely an adequate amount of blood. I think we can even tone this down a little bit. Maybe just a bit, just a tad, Coach. Just bring it down. No, we're gonna go with more? Okay. He's gonna drink the blood. Okay. Alright, it's getting weird.
and also, another area where Nintendo really won on, even though they were clearly at a technological disadvantage, was the handheld market too.
Oh yeah.
Because you remember the Game Gear. Game Gear was full color.
Yeah.
Whereas Game Boy was monochrome, black and white basically.
Oh.
But, who, name me 5 Game Gear games.
Oh, the ones I owned? Sonic. Solitaire.
Solitaire, Bridge, Poker, yeah. Whereas, we could probably dedicate an entire podcast to just Game Boy games. So, that just goes back to what I said, which was, at least, among my friends and where I grew up and everything, everybody was Nintendo oriented. And even though Sega might have been better in some ways, Nintendo just had them beat.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I can't remember any of the games I really owned for the Game Gear. I mean, I knew Sonic.
Mm-hmm.
But, I don't remember, I didn't own a lot of games for it. Oh, I had Bejeweled. I remember that one now. Yeah, it wasn't even Bejeweled. What was it called? It was something else. It was it called Columns? I think that was their version of it.
I think that was, actually that does ring a bell.
Yeah, Columns, that was it. Yeah.
I'm not gonna waste my time looking it up.
I'm already looking at it, so you're good.
But, I mean, and not to say that there were no good games for the Game Gear, but
it's just Nintendo sticks out more.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you've got Metroid and Mega Man games, and then you had Pokemon too, which, I mean, I knew a ton of people that had Pokemon games, so.
Me.
Yeah, I had one too.
I
was Pokemon Blue Man myself, but.
Hold on. Wait. I got mine sitting right here.
It still has his original Pokemon.
It's sitting right here, dude. I am also a Blue Man.
Okay. Alright.
Did I tell you, speaking of Pokemon Blue, this is a funny story. My brother. Did I tell you this story? He came up here. My youngest brother is 11. Yeah, I'm gonna go with 11. And, he came up, he's really big into video games. Now he's also special needs. So when he gets into a topic about something, he really gets into a topic to a point where it irritates the fuck out of you. But, it's him and, you just gotta roll with it and everything else. But he's a big Pokemon guy. And he's been playing all the new ones and all the ones over the last couple of years and everything else. And he's asking me, he's like, well, you're older. Yes, I am.
You're old. Hey, old guy.
Hey, old guy. He's like, did you have any of the original Pokemon games? And I was like, what, the red and blue? He's like, yeah. I'm like, I got a copy of blue. He's like, oh, I really wish that I could get my hands on a copy of blue. I was like, are you asking me if you could have my copy of blue? No. I'm just saying that I really wish I had a copy of blue. But if you were willing to part with it, I would not reject your offer of giving it to me. I was like, fuck you, kid. You ain't getting my copy of blue. You can't take that shit away from me. And so he got all mad at me about that. He's like, well, And then he went to this whole, like, denial stage, or, like, just how much he hates Pokemon Blue. It's like, I wouldn't want to play anything like that anyway. I mean, the graphics were so terrible. Like, how could anyone enjoy, just playing a game in black and white, like, or, green and yellow, or green and black?
Yeah.
Okay. It's just, the newer games are fun because they're in color and you have more moves and all this other stuff. I'm like, okay, then you don't want a copy of Blue. And then you come back like 15 minutes later, you know what, I changed my mind. I really do want that copy of Blue. I'm like, well, the answer still stands. You're not getting my copy of Blue. Well, Blue's terrible anyway. He just kept on, like, trying to, like, reverse psychology, like, use it on me. You're like, this is terrible. I'm like, okay, you can have it. Of course it's terrible. It's fucking old as shit.
This game sucks. Let me have it.
Yeah. I'm doing you a favor by taking it off your hands because of how terrible it is. I'm like,
it sucks so much. Let me have it.
Yeah, I bet that's exactly what you're doing, you little shit. You can't fool me, son. I'm almost 29 years old. I've been around the block a couple times. I know. And then it finally ended up with him just leaving, and then he's like, and then he goes, well, Scott, my other brother, Scott told me that you have a Minecraft server. Like, oh, fuck, Scott, you fucking, what? He's like, yes, I have a Minecraft server. Well, what's your IP address? I'm not giving it to you. He's like, I won't do anything in there. Yes, you will. I promise I won't do anything in there. Yes, you will. And I don't remember what my IP address is off the top of my head anyway, dude. It's written down. We actually purchased a server from ClanForge. Given that we are having a lot of difficulties running servers off of one of our machines. So we just said, fuck it, we'll pay for a server. And we have no more headaches. But they come and do the same thing. He's like, well, like, I really want to play Minecraft. And? What do you want me to do? Do you want me to give you my laptop too? No. But do you have a spare one I could use for a couple of days? Like, get the fuck out of here, kid.
I'll give him this much. He's persistent.
He is very persistent.
Very persistent.
He is very persistent. He is bad. He makes me proud. You know what the worst part is? He does the same shit that his brothers did when they were kids. Because Scott, Dan, and I used to do the same thing to our dad all the time. We would do that beating around the bush shit, before, like, not really asking a question, but asking a question at the same time.
Yeah.
Hoping that they would catch on to the fact that we were, in fact, asking for something. And they're like, are you asking us? No, we're not asking, but...
But if you want to.
Yeah, if you want to.
I wouldn't refuse.
Exactly. Yeah, and we did that shit all the time. And I don't know if it's just a common thing for kids or not, but that was like our creed right there. Was just do that shit all the time to our parents. And it drove them nuts. Are you saying you want that action figure? No.
No, I'm not saying I don't want it.
No. Yeah, so I still have my Minecraft server up and running, and I still have my copy of Pokemon Blue, so I think I came out victorious in that battle.
Yeah, I think you won that battle.
I did. I feel good about it.
Well, I wanted to bring up one thing here real quick with our favorite MMO.
Oh.
Which I'm not going to mention the name of, because you know what I'm talking about. So, this game has decided to go ahead and this was it created some controversy in this game, but I'm not sure why. So they decided to implement an in-game cash shop, and people were all up in arms, and I'm canceling my subscription and doing all this and ruffling of the feathers and all that. But I don't understand why people were, because this game has had in-game cash shop items basically forever. Well, not forever, but for a long time, since like the Celestial Steed. So I don't understand why people are making such a big deal about being able to buy something like an XP buff.
Here's the thing.
I don't get it. Shed some light on this for me, Tim.
See,
I don't understand.
If it's something like an XP boost, for someone like myself at this point, I have no problem with them charging me maybe a couple dollars to get like a couple days worth of a buff to go ahead and just, blitz through a bunch of shit to get my levels up and everything else. Mm-hmm. I don't mind that at this point because guess what? Chances are I'm on my 7th alt. It'd be nice to get them all done. If it's things like that, like really, you're really concerned about people getting to the higher levels in the game faster than, anyone else. But they've been doing that for since, Burning Crusade came out. It's like, you want people to get to that higher level, so what do? You lower the requirements of the lower levels to get them up higher to the next level. You release another expansion. I got people coming in playing in vanilla again. They need to go through vanilla. They need to go through the first expansion. They need to go through the second expansion. What do? You drop the XP requirements again on the first game. You drop the XP requirements on the second game, and then you go to town. And then the next expansion comes out. What do? You just, that cycle just continues. Just lower the requirements to get the people to the higher levels. Because people that are veteran players don't want to spend a shit ton of time getting themselves back up to that point. So if something like that is implemented, fuck yeah. I mean, if there's day I just want to get this character up, I'll drop a couple bucks. I don't give a shit. And people need to stop their bitching. I mean, what's it really do for you? I mean, if they're just gonna run randoms with you or whatever, which I hear are becoming a joke again. Mm-hmm. What's the deal? Just let people enjoy the game. People want to be where you are. People want to learn the game. You have, these games, everyone wants to be at the high tier, so you're gonna run in areas where no one's playing because no one's at your level and all this other shit. You want to get to where everyone else is. You want to be a part of the party. So let them get there. Don't bitch. Fuck y'all.
Well, I think one of the arguments against this was that, you typically see the XP buffs and all that sort of thing in the actual free-to-play games. But this particular game is not a free-to-play game. It's still a $15 a month subscription game. It's one of the last of its kind.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's a legitimate argument against that. That's something that you saw, I think, in Guild Wars 2. And like I said, other just, non-monthly subscription / free-to-play games. So it's interesting that they're going that route and in still charging for the game and all these buffs and all that. But I think with the way that the trends in that game have gone, which they've shown that people are willing to pay for bullcrap, stupid mounts and pets all kinds of other crap and pets. Yeah. I think that I think they're pushing they're pushing the envelope a little bit. I'm trying to see how far the people will let them go. But I think it will still be something that that they will implement, and it'll be successful and popular and all that. So.
Now let me ask this.
Hold on real quick. Let me finish. What I was gonna say is my original suggestion, which was let players start give them an option. If you want to go through 1 to 68, let you start at level 1. If you want to just start at level 68, whatever, just give them the option to do that. Yeah, you could solve that problem. That way people can only spend, 20 hours leveling 24, whatever it is. I don't know what it requires to get the max level in that game anymore, but it's not like it would be. It's not whatever.
Just saying.
Whatever. Level 90, whatever. I don't care.
Just throwing it out there.
Okay, I hear you.
You're welcome.
Whatever. I mean, I didn't say thank you, but whatever.
I know.
But, just let people start out at that, if they want to start at a higher level, give them that option. If people want to experience a lower level in content, let them. And then you would basically solve that problem. But I think that at this point, since Blizzard clearly has the monetization in mind, they're not going to do that.
Now, here's the other thing. Now, let me ask this question. Mm-hmm. Because we've seen games do this before, where they maybe test the waters, and we've seen Blizzard, of course, has done it plenty of times with Warcraft and everything else. But do you think
I don't know this game Warcraft you're talking about, but go ahead.
Yeah, I've
never heard of this game.
It's a little game. A couple people play it every now and then. Okay. You all get together at Bob's house, have a LAN party, and do some raids. Okay. Maybe some other people there too. Get some Funyuns, some chips and dip. Yeah. But we discussed this with, this is one, like you said, this is pretty much one of the only games left, one of the very few that are still on the pay-to-play model. Do you think that with trying to implement these features and seeing how well they do, is it not really trying to milk more out of them, or is it more of maybe it's getting to the point where we're going to switch to the free-to-play model. We want to see how well the system's going to do with people now, that if it is well received, that maybe we can drop the subscription model and let people just start buying these boosts, and we'll still get our money out of them.
I think they would drop this program before they would drop the $15 subscription a month.
Damn.
That's just I just think that they're gonna make a lot more money with the subscription fee than they would with, having people buy $2 XP potions. That's just my opinion. I'm not basing that off of anything other than just kind of what I've observed.
But
forums and all that, but
at the same time, if you were to switch down to that model, you also may start bringing people back. Or you may start bringing in people that have always wanted to play it, but never wanted to pay the $15 a month to actually play the game. So you also gotta look at that side too, where you have the possibility of bringing, either the fan base back or bringing new people in.
Well, they did that though. That's why they made the free account up to level 20. Because that's why they made so many improvements in the leveling process early on, because before Cataclysm, they looked at the leveling process and said most people quit within those first 20 levels.
Yeah, so
they improved that leveling process. And they gave people the opportunity to play it for free. And I think that, I don't know, I just don't see them doing that.
I'm still throwing it out there.
Yeah. It's a valid argument, but I would just say that I think that they've really made all the improvements to that part of the game that they can. And aside from letting people skip it entirely, I just don't see what else they could do without trying to make money out of it.
Yeah, I see, even if you were to get somebody to, at least drop them off at the beginning of the previous expansion. Let's do that. Like that, if that's the way, to let people get boosted right there off the spot, maybe if they give at least the player maybe the option to pay for that boost or something like that, sometime, a couple dollars, I don't know, fuck it. But at least drop them off at the beginning of the previous expansion. So they don't have to start all the way at the very beginning, but they only have to fight through the last two expansions, and it's not so bad at that point, or do something. And because that was like the big thing about the Death Knights, was Death Knights started at level 55. Now you have them that they do their little intro quest, then they jump straight into Outland, and then they go on to, the Wrath of the Lich King, they go to Northrend.
Yeah.
So you did that little side quest, which the Death Knight opening side quest, or opening quest line, I did enjoy. I liked that a lot. And then once I was done, I was like, well, I saw the Death Knight and I stopped playing. Cause it was just one more thing. I was like, it was fun, but I'm like, I just have a feeling that there's gonna be a shit ton of Death Knights once we get to higher levels, and sure enough there were. It was a new class. And there were tons of Death Knights, and I hated seeing all of them, and they could fill multiple roles, and I was like, God damn it, they're always here. They're trying to take my tank gear.
They can tank and DPS.
And my my plate DPS gear too, motherfucker.
Take my deeps.
You can't take my deeps. You can't take my tank.
It's an interesting thing to follow, going forward, is just to see how successful their cash shop is. Given past trends with the Celestial Steed, like you mentioned, the pets, all this other absolutely meaningless bullcrap. I think it will end up being pretty successful, despite that they still charge $15 a month for that game. But, it's like I said, it's something to keep an eye on.
Oh, and, talking about more meaningless shit, just posted today, cosmetic armor pieces. So
wonderful.
You can change how your helm looks to fiery horns, an ice crown, or some weird hood-looking thing. the hood of hungering darkness that looks like kind of like the crown that Starscream wore in the Transformers movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rest of the hood. I don't know if it blanks your face out so you just have no face and glowing eyes. That actually looks kind of cool. But, yeah, I mean, it's more stuff being put into their little online store for you to buy.
For you to waste your money on.
Yep.
So.
I don't really care about cosmetic pieces for my fucking character. Most of the time I end up turning off the, helm, the helm or helm display.
Because they look like shit.
Yeah, most of them do.
And change your hairstyle too, by the way.
Some
of them did way back when anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely changed my hairstyle. And then, you know, what always fucked with me was the fact that changing my hairstyle as a druid changed the way that my animal forms changed too. And I was like, fuck! These look terrible now! No! I must find an appeasing hairstyle. And then once I found the proper hair color, I was like, okay, I can deal with this. My bear form and kitty form look proper now. It didn't affect Tree or Boomkin. I don't know if it does now or not, but I know it was just bear in feral form. Again, I haven't really played this game. I tried to get back into it. I thought I could do it. And, I was like, nah, still not for me anymore. I thought
still
I could
burned out.
Yeah, still not feeling it. And it's really annoying logging in with all my level, 85s and everything. And people are like, he's not in the guild! Get him! Like, no, go away! And it's just my screen just gets flooded with requests. You'd like to join this guild? Would you like to join this guild? Hey, we need more people. Would you like to join? No, I don't. I haven't played this game in like a year, 2 years, I don't know. It was when Cataclysm came out, I stopped playing. And, I have no idea what I'm doing anymore. There's always skill changes. Like, the skill page is scaring me.
I don't like the new talent trees. I don't like it at all.
I looked at it, I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing. And then, like, all I wanted to do is go fight people. I want to do pet battles, and I was like, I want to do this. I want to play fucking Pokemon, and wow, let's go. And then, like, they charge out the ass to get it, and I was playing with a new character. I'm like, oh, I can't do pet battles because they want too much money. I don't have any money because all my characters are on another server, and they're the ones that have tens of thousands of gold on them. Which I shouldn't say that, because apparently my account someone tried to hack my account last week. No, I only have 5 gold on it.
What the fuck for? Let's hack this, 9-year-old, or not 9-year-old, but, old account with nothing on it, basically. Haven't played in years.
I got plenty of gold on them.
Yeah, but,
yeah. But, no, and the happening is then, your account has been shut down due to suspicious activity. And I was like, oh man, really? I was like, cause I got the authenticator and all that shit on there, and I was like, alright, let's get this shit started. So I went and I tried to do it, and it's like, what's the answer to, the secret question? And I was like, oh, I know this.
Cox.
And I tried to fill it out. I was like, what do you like the most? And of course the answer was Cox. And, that wasn't the right answer, and I was like, well, I'm really confused. I don't remember what my answer was anymore. But no, it was the name, what was the last name of your first boss? And I was like,
sure.
Yeah, it's Cox. And,
no, Cockmaster.
Cockmaster. Cocksure. Cocksmith. Refer Cocksmith.
Okay.
Or Scott always says Coxworth. That's a good one too. It's like the butler. Butler of Cox. He polishes the cocks. No, but I couldn't remember the name of my fucking first boss. I was like, how come I not remember this? And I took like 3 or 4 shots at it, and it's like, shit. And then I saw there's an option there that said enter the, like, last 2 sections of a physical game key. And I looked up and I saw my copy of Diablo 3 laying right here, and I was like, ooh, okay. I got Diablo 3 laying right here. I can get back in. And I went to go enter the key, and it was like, no, you already tried too many times with your first attempt, so you're locked out. Call support. I'm like, you motherfuckers. So then
at that point, you just throw your hands in the air and wave them around like you just don't care.
Somehow I had a piece of popcorn in my pant leg. I don't know how it happened.
That was random.
I just looked down, I saw...
terribly random.
Dude, I just looked down, and like in the fold of my pant leg, there was popcorn. I have not had popcorn today. Sorry, that was really weird. No, yeah, but I went through the whole song and dance to try and get my account unlocked, and I finally did, and I had to deal with them, like, well, what's the boss name? What's your address? What's that? Okay, can you answer one more thing for me? And like, how much do you like WoW? And I'm like, go fuck yourself. Unlock my account. No, they didn't ask it. And I didn't tell them to go fuck themselves, because it's not just WoW that I can't play. It means I can't play SC2, and it means I can't play Diablo 3. And really, the only game that I'm interested in playing most of the time is SC2.
Yeah.
To prove how much I suck at it.
Mm-hmm.
But Diablo 3, it's something to play with my brother. WoW, I can never find an adequate time, because the people I was supposed to be playing that game with, I just can't find the right time to play. And usually it's my fault, because I'm just working all the time, and especially with the Steam Summer Sale and everything else, I just want to play new games. And I've been playing games, and I've been liking games. I said, Gunslinger and Remember Me and God Mode have been 3 fun games so far, and I'm enjoying all 3 of them. So it's like, well, WoW's gonna get pushed aside again, because I'm not a one game man anymore. That's the way it used to be. WoW was my life. WoW was the only thing I played. Except for Halo, when those new titles came out. But WoW was it. And nowadays I realize that there's so much more out there besides WoW. And so many things, and I have this nice laptop that can run all of this shit, so why am I hindering myself to only playing WoW? Fuck this game. I'm gonna go play Bastion. Yay! I'm gonna go play, well, Bastion didn't come out until way later, but Torchlight came out at that 2009, and I was like, this game is fucking fantastic. I need more like this. What else do you have, Steam, you wonderful beast? And that was my downfall right there. That was it. Torchlight was the gateway to this horrible addiction that I call buying.
Well, really, it was that game that started it all, which, to be fair, was my fault. Yeah. And that just created the downslope,
Technically,
it was.
Technically, EVE Online was.
Yeah, but fuck that game.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, totally. Yeah.
Spreadsheets. Fuck Excel Online, okay?
But just saying, just throwing it out there, technically it was the first. But yes, the one that definitely grabbed my attention and kept my attention for years was WoW.
But I did want to mention here real quick before we go any further on that game. So we talked about Xbox One a lot back in June.
Yep.
Because there was a big much ado about nothing with regards to the Xbox One. But apparently Xbox One pre-orders have sold out at Best Buy.
Of course it did.
I don't know if you read this article, but it just goes to show that, once again, like I said, it was a big deal about a lot of nothing. Now, some people could probably argue that, it was sold out because they made the announcement that they retracted all their DRM stuff, but this article I have here is from the July 9th, which wasn't that long after they retracted their DRM stuff. So, I find it hard to believe that was a huge factor in it. I'm sure for more core gamers it probably was, but, just goes to show internet overreaction. And the fact that most people just don't pay attention to that kind of stuff.
At the same time, there's another petition that people are trying to get, signed and pass along to Microsoft too, that say they want, like I said when we discussed this whole, when Microsoft pulled the 180 and said we're pulling all this shit back out, people want those features back. And they said, I think that they think that Microsoft just did not market it right to people. They did not describe how this benefits them. They showed them the features, but they didn't describe them. So people just went, this looks like a lot of shit to me. This is some bullshit. This is nothing for me. Fuck this shit. Fuck this always online shit. No, this is terrible. And then everyone revolted, and then, the internet came out, pitchforks a-blazing, and, forced Microsoft to pull back and say, well, you know what, we'll go back to the, disc-based gameplay and everything else. And actually, I said before, I don't like this idea. I want the digital media side. I want to install my games and to, take the disc and toss it out or some shit like that. Well, not toss it out, but just put it back on the shelf in case I ever need to reinstall it again. But
I was gonna say, you're gonna start a game and throw it away.
I mean, if it's digital, then it's locked down. Well, I don't know if they'll do it the way like Blizzard does it. That if you buy a physical game and you register the key to your account, if you ever lose your physical copy, you can always download the digital version because they have it available. And since Microsoft is talking about this, big, digital distribution and making sure you can pull down a bunch of games and day one stuff and also something, that idea was really cool. And then the quick swapping and everything else and stuff was really cool. And I just don't think that Microsoft should have pulled back. But, I mean, good for them, yay. I mean, I knew they were gonna fucking sell out. I knew they were gonna be a box that's gonna be hard to find. People are just bitching, and people that are, like, bitching too just because they can bitch, and they go, secretly, they've already went and, pre-purchased their shit already. Like, I really wish I get my Xbox One. Yeah, fuck the Xbox One. I'm really hoping I get it. Fuck that game! This thing's gonna be so awesome. Fucking company. They're awesome. Yeah, and that's the show that's going on. You have, like, these two-faced fuckers going on, too.
Yeah.
People are, like, ashamed to know that they want to buy one, but whatever. I knew it was gonna sell out. I knew the pre-orders were full.
Yeah. I agree with you. I mean, I didn't see a reason why it wouldn't, even with the DRM stuff. Maybe it wouldn't have sold out quite as fast, but I still believe it was going to.
Yeah.
For better or worse.
Yeah.
But, I think we're both in agreement on that topic, though, so.
I think we are. It's a rare occasion, but I think we got this one.
Yeah. Well, real quick here, because, I think we gotta start wrapping it up here.
We do.
Pretty soon. I wanted to mention Wildstar real quick.
I was waiting for it. I was like, where's the Wildstar news? I'm excited.
Oh, it's here.
Okay, cool.
It's here. So, the last two races are going to be announced at Comic-Con, which is this week. So, sometime towards the end of the week, we should know what the final two races of Wildstar are going to be. And they're going to talk about their subscription model as well. Sometime in the next week or so. One to 2 weeks. So that'll answer a lot of people's questions about how much people are going to have to pay and all that. They have gone on record as saying it's going to be a hybrid model. What that means, we don't know, but we'll see soon. Other than that, DuckTales remake coming out in August 13th. So, old guys like us are looking forward to that one.
Woo! Yeah, we are.
Woo! I did want to talk about GTA 5, but I guess we don't really have enough time. And also controversy around Tribes, the new Tribes, I'm sorry, not the new Tribes game, but the latest Tribes game, but don't really have time for that other than just to mention that, Hi-Rez lied a lot about Tribes Ascend. And yeah, that's about all I had to say about that.
In terms of what I'm looking forward to, one quick game coming out next month. Just throwing it out there. I mean, we got some time away, but I'm gonna, talk about this anyway. Saints Row 4. August 20th, baby. I'm ready.
With your hero, Neil Patrick Harris.
America!
In it.
Is he actually in it?
Yeah. He's doing voice acting in it, yeah.
Oh my god, I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah. The more you know.
Yeah, that's awesome. No, NPH is the man. If you're trying to engage with me or something about it.
I'm glad you are flattered that he's in the game.
Okay.
I really am.
It's Doogie Howser, man.
Alright, we gotta get out of here, man.
We do.
Yeah, we gotta go.
So, this has been episode 140 of Two Guys.
I don't even know what we're talking about anymore. I'm just so lost.
Real quick, we covered a bunch of the Steam sale.
Yeah, we did.
We talked about Nintendo turning 30, which
we
then
talked about some other game we don't talk about.
We talked about some WoW, and then we finished it up with some quick Wildstar news.
Yeah.
And games that are coming out. And then controversy, which will be discussed next week. So I think that summarized everything for you. Are you good with that answer?
I guess, sure, whatever.
Okay, cool. Well, anyways, we're leaving anyway. So you have yourselves a fantastic night, a fantastic week, and we'll be back here, one of the first 3 days out of the week.
Maybe.
Somewhere around there. Usually.
Maybe come back this week?
Maybe. People get back on schedule? I don't know.
Yeah.
Work sucks. Yeah.
You never know.
But, we'll see you all later.
Yeah.